Well, good morning. We are finally back after a 2 week hiatus because there's been so much happening. Oh, I mean, hasn't this world gone nuts?
I guess so.
World War III. Whoever thought we would ever see it in our lifetime?
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a story to tell one day.
Yeah, can't wait to tell this to our grandkids about World War III. It's just like when I was actually told about World War II. Or, oh, the Vietnam War. That's the one my grandfather was in, by the way. But anyways, overall, so how you guys doing this morning? How are you, Xavier?
Well, apart from getting ready for a long midterm test week, I'm fine.
How about you, Kojak? Anything new? I know where he went. I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe his mic's not working again. That sometimes happens.
See,
Oh, there you go.
is it working?
Yeah, it's working now. You got it.
Okay, so where'd y'all stop hearing me at exactly?
Well, I don't know what's going on, but it's cutting in and out. Yeah, boy, this is not good.
Let's see, hold on.
There you go.
What's going on here?
Okay, you got it now, though. It's working. It's working.
Okay,
Uh oh. Hang on here. Okay, try it again. Hang on here. Okay, this is just not a good morning, is it? This is a weird start.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, is it working now?
We're seeming to be doing pretty fine at the moment with the mics.
Okay, well, the one thing I wanted to actually talk about that is actually kind of interesting is okay, we all know certain conventions are only for Republicans, right?
Yeah,
Now, here's what I find interesting, and this is an interesting story. Why would a Democrat show up at a Republican conference? Why?
that is not right.
But now they're trying to condemn her for this. This actually happened locally because Tulsi has been a Democrat for I don't know how long, but this is actually a local news story because this came from KITV4, which is actually a local news channel here, which is one of the many channels. But it even says right here on the bottom, I don't know if you can read this, that it says that all the Democrats voted 15-2 to condemn a former congresswoman because she was actually at a Republican dinner.
I kind of don't blame them for that move.
But then think about this though. How long has Hawaii been a Democratic state?
Let's look that up, shall we?
Oh, it's been a Democratic state forever, it seems like. I should know, because the Democrats have been running the state into the ground. Which is bullshit if you ask me. I mean,
The
we're all
Democratic
getting
Party has maintained control since 1962.
see, but still, we've been getting pissed off because they've been ruining everything around here, and it's just like a bunch of crap.
All I know is that it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. You know what they say? It'll only get worse before it gets better.
That's one thing for sure. But like, here's the thing that I find interesting: Hawaii is starting to flip because certain areas there's not really that much Democratic support anymore. Not as much as there used to be. Democrats are starting to be overrun.
Yeah,
The only thing that I see that's actually that you could even do research on that I will agree on is there is a good Democrat that's actually trying to run for governor here, and he's actually a doctor, and he was the one who actually got us through the COVID era because he's actually the current lieutenant governor. Okay, Kojak, I don't know what's going on with you. Something's just not working on your end today.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can hear me, but you're going way in and out, and I'm not sure how I sound to you.
Yeah, but what do you think about this though, Kojak? I don't know if you can kind of understand what's going on here. That you would actually see a Democrat at a Republican dinner. Why, right?
Like, what business do you have with us?
Yeah, does this mean she's going to finally flip after all these years? Has she
Maybe.
finally waken up? I guess I know for a fact that a lot of these Democrats have flipped to red because they're tired of their own party's corruption.
I don't blame them. Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
hey, didn't
hey,
she
look at
make the
all this.
right choice?
Yeah, but now her own party is trying to kick her out just because of that one thing. Because that tells you something. They're trying to cover it up. Clearly.
Exactly.
Why would you want to cover up something if it's But
It's
yeah, I
because
mean
they are the true villains behind this story.
But yeah, it says right here too that Gabbard was once known for the progressive positions and endorsing Senator Bernie Sanders, which we all know was a Democrat back in 2016.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is, you know, I mean, if you support Bernie Sanders, of course you're a Democrat. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's true. I mean, he did get
And he's a
robbed
big
too.
meme.
Yeah, but he did also get robbed during that time because there's just a lot of shit going on during that time too. But it also
Yeah.
says too that here's the thing that I also like to see here that they're actually trying to hide. It says right here, quote unquote, she's free to have her opinions and say what she wants to. This is not about what she had to say. It's about where she chose to make her appearance and raise money for an organization that stands for everything as Democrats are against. See, that tells you right there they're trying to cover their asses.
Of course.
Right there. That's There it is in black and white, even on the local
It's
news
clear
channel
as
here.
crystal.
Right there. I mean, you can't get any better than that. That they are trying to hide this. It is right there, plain as day. And I can't believe they even put that on here. And it's actually an official news story here. That's why I wanted to bring this up because in general, a lot of Democrats are flipping because they're tired of all this crap. They don't want to see this war happening. They don't want their economy ruined. I mean, yeah, that was their agenda, but now they're starting to see the truth. There's truth behind this. But
Exactly.
yeah, this was all over the news. But yeah, that's how she looks. That's what she looks like. But this was all over the news, everywhere. And you can tell that this is a local news story because look at when it came out, February 27th, not too long
That's
ago.
recent.
That's how you know that this is recent. But still, what the hell? You're trying to cover something now? Come on, Hawaii. People are starting to wake up here. You should see this. I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of "Let's Go Brandon" flags around here now. Even if someone spray painted at the end of the road, "Let's Go Brandon FJB." We all know what that means.
Exactly.
Why would someone spray paint that on a barricade at the end of the road for everyone to see, and it has not been repainted yet either? That's what
Because
I
it's
find
true.
interesting. The city has not covered it up yet.
It would
Maybe
cost
some.
money to do that. And it's much afraid
Yeah, but
again.
yeah, but it's been like that for at least 2 months now, and it would have been done instantly because around here in certain nice spots, because this is actually by a brand new that was by a brand new mall that was built a couple of years back. They try to make the road look as nice as possible, and what makes this more ironic is it's right by the main newspaper print press. That's what makes it more ironic. It's right by where the place that actually prints out the Honolulu Star Advertiser, and that place has been there forever, it seems like, because they're the ones that printed out even when World War II started. I mean, that's how long it's been, but still, this is crazy how someone would actually do that right by it, and it has
Yeah.
not been covered up. And even around my town, I'm starting to see more Trump and Let's Go Brandon flags all of a sudden. People are changing their minds. People are not supporting the Democrats anymore, and I think this is good. This is good news.
But
I love
what good would that do if we can't even get Trump back in power?
Oh, a lot of people. There's already a plan. Why do you think what's going on between Ukraine and Russia? Think about that because I've had people on the inside do a lot of research, and I'm gonna put this out there. And I don't care if anyone tries to censor me on this because people need to know the fucking truth. I don't
Yeah.
give a damn because social media is actually censoring the fucking truth.
We
And
we as humans deserve the truth. That's what I live by.
and here's what I'm also going to put out there for everyone to whenever they watch this live or the replay, I don't give a damn. I mean, you remember back then in the Holocaust how Hitler basically seized all the Jewish assets before he attacked, right?
Right.
All of a sudden all these other countries are seizing Russian assets just like Hitler. Doesn't that make them
And
dictators?
Russia was among one of them to help stop them.
Yeah, but think about this. Now history is kind of repeating itself in a way, but basically Russia's now the victim
Yeah.
because all these other countries are basically going after everyone that's basically a Russian. I mean, Kojak, you better watch out because they've already seized one of my other friends they actually found out they're actually Russian and they actually took everything from him and he's actually in California.
Oh man.
You better be careful, Kojak,
Look,
and I mean that.
this is
Because you realize that
exactly what they did to Germans back in the day in
hey,
the
you
US.
realize Kojak also has some Russian roots, right?
Yeah. The
But he's a
thing
good
is,
guy. But he's a good
thing
guy.
is, it's not the people. It was never. In fact, I love Russian culture actually.
Yeah, well think about this. And this is actually I even have proof on this too. Some of the places that Russia actually bombed Ukraine was some of these so-called COVID research labs that were actually used to create COVID that were actually established back in 2012.
Makes
Come on.
sense.
Come on. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you want to cover that up? Because there's even official paperwork on the areas, and those are the exact areas that got a bomb dropped on them. And if Russia wanted to take over Ukraine, they could have done it within a day. Why haven't they? See, that gives you. There's so many clues.
And they're just gonna pile up as days go by.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything's adding up to these people. People know what's going on. Why do you think Trump is actually applauding him?
I always knew that there was a reason behind that.
I think this is funny as hell. You got. I have to admit, love him or hate Trump, look what he's doing. He's still outsmarting the Democrats, but because him and Putin are actually good friends.
I
I
love
mean,
old Trump
Trump
being
Trump
being a
is
good old
only
man.
president in U.S. history to make peace with all countries. Even Kim Jong Un liked him.
Yep. Look, I knew that they were good friends.
This is just funny as hell because this is just gonna come but this is basically biting the Democrats in the ass right now.
Yep.
Because also think about this. Because the Democrats shut off all those US gas lines and stuff, we have to get basically oil from other countries. We were actually self-sufficient when Trump was in charge. That's why
Oh
gas was
yeah.
only like $2 a gallon, I think.
And now it's skyrocketing beyond
$5.
$5.
Yeah, yeah, someone who was actually on the show before named Boombox, he told me he spent over $100 on 23 gallons of gas.
Damn. Wait,
Yeah,
isn't Boombox still here?
he's actually running late. He's
Oh,
watching. He was watching, but he's running late right now. That's why he's not on. But still,
that's okay.
$100? Are you fucking kidding me?
Look, and it takes
And you
50
wonder why
bucks
the
for me to get
economy is
half a
at its
gallon.
worst.
I mean, half a whole tank.
Hey, people are trying to say the economy is supposed to be better. If it's better, then why are we having food shortages, gas shortages? Let's see. I mean, come on. The economy's at its fucking worst. In fact, the economy is very, very close to crashing, just like in 2008. You
A
remember that
Great
economy crash?
Recession 3.0.
Oh, you remember that economy crash?
Yeah, I was 5 back when it happened.
Yeah, but still, guess who
I
was
didn't even
president,
know
of
it
course?
happened.
Yeah, but who was president during the economy crash?
It was 2008. It was transitioning over to Obama.
Yeah, but that happened right when he became president. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's all adding up.
And who was, of course, vice president?
Biden, who is of course now quote unquote president.
Yeah, you've got a crazy old man who shouldn't belong in the White House. Oh, we finally got him in. Finally, you're
Hey,
with.
boombox.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up, guys?
hey, we were actually just mentioning right before you showed up how you had to spend over $100 on gas because
That's
everyone's trying
crazy.
to say that the economy is doing better, but yet look at the gas prices. They're like over $5 in some states already.
Yeah, that's what you will spend in a Ford F-150 right now. 26 gallons of gas, $103.55.
If you think that's crazy, how do you think us in Hawaii are feeling?
Oh, I bet it's
Ugh.
worse.
It is over $5 on some gas stations around here already.
Mm.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go grab something.
Go for it. But Boombox, we were actually talking about some very interesting shit, though, actually.
Yeah, I
Because
heard you were talking about Tulsi Gabbard and a
I
little
know,
bit.
I know. See, why would a Democrat all of a sudden show up at a Republican dinner party? That just
Why?
see,
Because I'll tell you one thing, they lost their ideas. I mean, if you took somebody who was a traditional Democrat of the Kennedy era and compared to somebody now, two exact opposites.
and it's so funny how they actually threw her out over here in Hawaii. They actually threw her out because of that.
Really.
Yep, it was all over the local news. And
Uh,
they weren't afraid to post that because, of course, they'll condemn anyone who's a Republican around here. But people are starting to wake up in Hawaii. I'm glad
mhm.
people are starting to see the truth. And that
Well,
was actually, but it's so funny. It's just like all these clues of the Democratic corruption are all starting to add up, isn't it?
mhm. Mm.
Just all of a sudden.
Not just that, but aren't you guys also they're trying to say that they're trying to do like a gun ban or something in the state of Hawaii or some stupid something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. Try to get rid of 2A, even though we all know that that's actually needed because basically Ukraine is a good example of why we need 2A.
Mhm.
They can't get rid of that, right? I mean, right to bear arms. Come on, are you fucking kidding me? Even I have to. I've actually had to do that myself against some of
Yeah.
these Democratic furries, but that's another story.
Yeah, but also at the same time, when we're worried about Russia and Ukraine, don't forget there's another guy that everybody thought went nuts, and you guys sounded your air raid sirens a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that so-called false alarm. Yay, yeah. I actually survived the ballistic missile false alarm. I actually
Well,
survived that.
well, you got to remember, Kim shot fired one of his missiles and it went over Japan. So I'm surprised you guys didn't sound it. That they didn't sound it then. It's like, okay, this thing went over Japan, over the country of Japan. So,
Yeah, but here's the thing that I actually brought up with Kojak and Xavier
Okay,
that you
y'all, I'm
missed.
back.
I'm gonna. All right,
hey, welcome back.
you're back. But I actually brought up something interesting with Xavier that I'm gonna bring up with you, and I need you. And this is actually some pieces to the puzzle here.
Yep,
If Putin wanted to take over Ukraine, he could have done it within one day. Why hasn't
exactly.
he? And here's the thing that I've actually had friends doing research on some deep diving. They're actually former anonymous members, by the way. That that there's actually proof out there that Putin actually bombed the areas of these so-called COVID research labs when they're actually part of the reason why COVID was created.
I
Mm.
mean, hey, it makes sense to me because I believe that Putin's tired of all of it.
Well,
Oh, a
here's
lot.
the. Oh, go ahead, Xavier.
Oh no, I was done. You go for it.
Oh, well, I was going to say the other reason is the nuclear armistice that we have. between Ukraine and everything. When Russia broke up after the Cold War and into independent states, though all those nukes still exist. They're just pulled out of the silos and everything. You hit the wrong area, and
It's game over.
yeah, you're going to have a big, all they do is just store those things in a warehouse facility.
Yeah, but you
How
know what
can
I
you
also find
disassemble
interesting
them?
though, Boombox? It's
Yeah.
funny how there's even videos out there that have that Russia even put out there before social media censored them. Is that why are all the captured people that Russia has from Ukrainian from the Ukrainian army? Why haven't they been killed? I mean, there's actually a video out there where they're actually giving them cigars even.
What? Say it one more time.
Oh, there's actually a video out there where the captured Ukrainian armies from what the Russians have captured, they actually
Hmm.
haven't been killed or tortured. That makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, on stuff like this, I don't get into the whole politics of, I don't like the whole
That's
torture
okay.
methods and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I mean, it was pretty bad hearing about what our guys went through in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, that was terrible because my
Yeah.
grandfather was part of the Vietnam War, by the
So
way.
was mine.
Hmm.
And he's a highly decorated veteran.
Yeah.
Well,
My
sounds
uncle just,
fine.
my
I mean,
uncle just,
he was in the Navy.
yeah, my uncle just dodged it by staying in Korea. Um, or I mean South Korea at that time. But yeah, I'll tell you, it's getting weird with some of the stuff. Some of the stuff we're hearing that is supposed to be like, oh, missile blue, like went into was it some apartment complex and supposedly killed some 15-year-old. Then all of a sudden, it's like another thing links and it says that that was actually a gas explosion that happened there 3 years earlier.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where it's like media's just trying to make up stuff from old headlines
Oh
and
yeah,
just pump it
I
out
mean
for some reason.
that's why the media is corrupt. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the richest man in the entire world, Elon Musk, is actually even pissed off at
Hmm.
the media.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
have you guys seen the one of the fire jet that comes in real low and shoots off the missile?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually no reason for that aircraft to be that low. That is in dangerous levels. Nobody in the Air Force, Navy would condone you flying at that low of a level because you're risking damage to the aircraft. That was, I don't think was purposely done. That was a missile malfunction, if I had to guess. That was a missile dump.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Boom Blacks. I also wanted to mention that I think you would also find interesting. Okay, you remember how in the Holocaust, how Hitler actually seized all of the Jewish assets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. All these other countries, including the US, are seizing Russian assets. So doesn't that tell you who's really the dictator right now?
It
It's
does.
hard to say because I'll tell you one thing. When Putin said that the reason why he was invading was because of the genocide of Russian people in Ukraine, I was like, oh wow, look who's taking the playbook from Adolf during World War II.
Yep, but then look who's
He said
actually
the
using that.
same exact crap about German people and other countries being mistreated, and that's the
But this,
reason.
but here's the thing, though. He kind of gave a truth to that because now he's exposed the Democrats wide open, including the media is wide open now that they're showing their true corruption.
Hmm. Did you also what's the name of that White House press secretary?
Oh yeah, I mean I forgot their name, but even they actually opened their big fat mouth.
Yeah, they're talking about how we're buying gas from Russia, and somebody asked, "Why are we buying gas from Russia?" And she dodged the question.
Yeah,
Uh,
because we wouldn't be doing that though if the Democrats didn't shut off all those pipelines to begin with, though. See, that's the thing.
Oh, I know, but
that
like I
crap
said,
was stupid.
like I said, the whole reason for it, in my opinion, is Democrats have just turned into a bunch of lobbyists. I swear, if they thought there was, this was the '90s, and they thought oil was in Washington's head, and at the Mount, oh, what's that called? At Mount Rushmore, believe me, they would have been trying to get permits to drill.
I still think this is crazy how all this corruption has really busted wide open, hasn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And then
even Twitter has now gotten themselves into deep shit because remember how Mark Zuckler, as I like to call him,
Mark
because he's the
Zuckerberg.
yeah, but I like to call him Zuckler because he's the Facebook Hitler, by the way.
Oh,
You know how he
okay.
has his so-called whatchamacallit, what was it called? Oh, his fake fact checking.
Yeah.
Jack Dorsey has now done that with Twitter with fake fact checking now. Now they've done that to Twitter.
oh god, all I can say is I can't stand those former Yelp reviewers also becoming fact checkers. That's my opinion on it. I swear all the most of the fact checkers are former Yelp reviewers.
Yeah, they've also gotten paid to actually put opinions. It's not really facts. I mean,
Exactly. Opinion is just your thoughts. Fact is
Mhm.
the truth.
oh, if you want real facts, I mean, I know a couple of people who actually can give facts on based on what's happening, and that's why I trust
It-
those sources of mine.
you know what you want if you want facts? Get yourself an early 2000s edition encyclopedia to go through. There's your facts. Because I'll tell you, all these people just twist, turn, and all they try is spout. You ever heard the old saying, tell a lie long enough and somebody will start to believe it's the truth?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now,
Yeah.
real quick though, in Xavier and Boombox, I also wanted to bring up something else that's also recently happened that I find kind of interesting.
Hmm.
A certain someone finally got canceled on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
We know it's not.
and you're not
Well,
gonna believe who it is.
well, we know it's not Donald Trump. He just launched his own app and
Yeah, but
gained a ton.
I know, but this is a surprise to a lot of people that even when I read about this and even saw it for myself, it's like, how the hell could this happen?
I'm going to take a guess and let me say Joe Rogan.
No, you want to know who?
Wow, they didn't go for it.
Foxler Nightfire has finally been canceled off of Twitter.
Oh.
Mm.
My question is, why and how? Because I've met the guy, and it's just I've got
Well,
my own opinions on him.
mhm.
Especially on the Raiders right now, currently, especially after all the stuff I found out. But I
Mhm.
don't know. I mean, half of me wants to say yay, and half of me wants to say boo. I mean, I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, because I'll tell you, yeah, I understand your dilemma here.
I'm like, my emotions are like split down the middle because, yeah, he was nice to me. I mean, yeah, he kind of gave me a home in a way, and but at the same time, the way how the group treated me, especially towards the end when I left, it's like, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck? I thought they were good. I mean,
Well,
I don't know
you get
because
it's just like society. You got good and bad. I mean,
I don't know. It's just like,
that's a pro. I mean, in certain ways, the rate. You know, everybody, a good portion of the fandom looks at him as this and that, but it's like, where's your proof? I never see any proof, like
no. I
of
mean, but
any.
here's the ironic part. I remember you remember that one video I did a couple of months ago where I actually did expose some of the truth to some of those members. I did
Mm,
find their legit proof, but I couldn't
mhm.
find any of the other proof against Foxler except for just one thing. But that doesn't make him a bad guy.
No, no. I mean, especially in
The
the
only
early.
proof that I ever found was actually, and here's the thing, I actually have a screenshot of this thanks to another friend of mine who's still in the group. that he actually did do grooming with the one that's called Sage, which is the guy that I actually hated because him and I had a lot of wars in the group, and I knew there's a reason why I hated him.
I don't know who that is, but I could always talk to you later about that.
Oh yeah,
You know.
I'm actually gonna bring up that proof on next video on next week's, because
Yeah,
I
but
want people to know, because all these people said they have so-called evidence and claims, but they never have the evidence. But I'm the one that's been finding some of the proof, but
yeah,
not like.
yeah. All
But
well,
like,
sorry.
I'm not finding anything that's like, oh, this guy should go to jail, or nothing like that. I'm not finding anything like that.
Yeah, all do you ever have is him like pictures of him waving, and somebody's like, "Oh, look, he's doing the World War II Sig Heil thing," and blah blah. Blah.
No,
It's like,
I mean,
come on, get out of here.
come on, that guy actually has a heart, because when I left the group, he actually was checking on me every now and then to make sure that I was okay. I mean,
That's the
even some of
thing.
the other admins were actually pretty chill. I mean, I still talk to them. I don't hate them.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't have a
Nobody-
problem. I mean, I know this is your thing and whatnot, but I mean, if any of this would be my opinion. I don't know if you'd have a problem with it. If any of them wanted to come over here and talk on the show and whatnot, that'd be cool. Just
Oh yeah, I mean, I've had some of them talk on this show before. Remember?
yeah, but I mean, since you left, it seems like Vera or whoever is I'm just saying, I don't know what words were said between you two. I can't, there might have been a bit of a messy situation between some some of them and you. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like I'm just. I guess I could say I kind of found a little bit of peace of mind ever since I left, because the funny thing is, some of the members that I actually had wars with were all trying to say that I was banned, but I actually confirmed it with Foxer. I was never banned from the Raiders.
Yeah.
I actually left on my own.
I just also hate how people take ideas of like symbols of what you try to come up with and try to twist it up as something. That's
Like,
like
for example,
okay.
the swastika symbol was actually the symbol of the religion Jainism.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but I mean a paw print in a circle. I'm like, really?
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Boombox, and I actually want to bring this up to you. Think about fur affinity. Why is the paw print turned 45 degrees just like the swastika? Think about that.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, somebody could have just turned it that way just because, hey, I want it to look a little different, and what. Okay, example. Say I want to do something like I want to do a review channel for like Siskel and Ebert did. I take a paw print up and a paw print down. What is all of a sudden people going to start thinking right off the bat? One paw print up, one paw print down. They're going to think it's a 69, a representation of the 69.
Oh yeah. But here's the funny thing though. But here's why I bring up what I actually bring up, because I don't just like judge anything based off of just on the design or anything like that, because I usually like to I usually like to dig or deep dive into this kind of stuff before I make a final not really judgment, but more like observation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, two facts I know about the Raiders. One is that Foxler came up with this on Second Life. That symbol's been around since he did it.
Yeah, and I find nothing wrong with it. I mean, I get it, and I'm glad that he actually did it straight up and down. You can't. That's the thing is, that dude Foxler, he's got some brains. I hate this. I mean, I kind of like say that. I mean, I know some people hate him for that.
He's
but
not.
still.
He's not a bad person now, is he?
No, because the second thing I was going to mention, he rented out entire movie theater screening area for people to go and watch Zootopia, even if they didn't have the cash. That was the other thing. And I'll tell you, here's the other thing that to bring into that perspective. A lot of furries hate the ones that have a a bit more money of us that are like the
Oh,
middle
you
high
should.
class.
Oh, you should have seen how many furs have hated me because of all the stuff that I have. You should see that. They're jealous of me.
Hmm.
They're
Oh yeah,
jealous.
you got a bunch of people that are fucking jelly as hell. I'll tell you that.
Yep. But you know what? That's the thing about it is the ones that are usually jealous are usually the ones that are too lazy to get off their fucking asses and get a damn job or a better job.
Hmm.
Thing is,
Yeah.
reason why I don't have a job is because I'm in college.
Well, that makes
Hey.
sense, of course. I mean, if you're in school, yeah, you don't have to get a job. But like some of these furs are like long out of school. I mean, they actually rely on their fucking parents. I mean, that's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, or the ones that yeah, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but in my opinion, are the ones that are saying, "Oh, I don't need after high school." It's like, well, oh, I'm going to go to college into this, and but at the time you could get a job, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm going to go to college and do
Oh
this,
yeah,
and then I'm
but
going to have
but
this awesome
Boombox,
job."
here's something interesting that I actually know about someone that I actually do hate in the furry fandom. And the reason why this is because number one, he expects everyone to do everything else for him. Number
Uh,
two, he treats people like crap. And number three, I even have overheard that he treats his own parents like shit. I mean,
whoa!
why would you do that? They fucking raised you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Look, the thing is, I love my parents. I do. I help them out when I have to, and whenever I have to get off, I get off
I mean,
when
I,
told.
I mean, I'm not one for ranting, but why would you want to treat your own parents like shit? Because they're the ones that fucking raised you.
Like,
I'll tell you the reason why, because I'll tell you, with all the stuff out there nowadays, with warped college professors deciding to twist people's minds instead of letting them think for themselves, people are out there to tell you, no, that's not the way you fucking think. The way
No.
that we tell you to think is the right way, you know. And I see this a lot in some videos, like where some girl wasn't paying rent to her parents and her parents were kicking her out. She's like, "You don't understand. I need to go through college and yada yada and all this." It's like, well, you're not you doing this and that. You're not paying me rent, and were kicking her ass out.
Yep. But you know what I also find interesting though?
what?
You know, you'd be surprised at this for my age. I've never gone to college or university, but yet here I am still kicking ass in life because I know what the
Yeah.
hell's going on.
Well, yeah, and here's the other thing. I hate how everybody spews that. Oh, in order for you to have a future, you need to go to college. You
No,
know,
all college
look,
does is twist your mind.
uh,
And
you
it's
know,
and it's all it's gonna
I,
do is put you in debt for the rest of your life too. Think about that.
Here's the thing. All I gotta say is for college, try to make some good choices. If you're not sure about it and you want to not be in debt, do yourself a favor. Do what my brother did. Join the armed forces because they
I
still
mean,
have
that's
the
what my
GI
cousin
Bill.
did. Well, you know, another good option is also trade school. If you just want to get some kind of like
Oh
degree
yeah,
on what
that's
you want
what I
to go
went.
after,
Oh,
trade school is the best thing because for me, even though I'm mostly self-taught, I mean, yeah, there's still some stuff I
hmm
needed to, figure out for my because for me being a major electrician now, it's like look at all the shit that I know how to do now.
hmm
I don't even get electrocuted anymore. I didn't even know the
but
feeling because I know how to wire things right.
yeah, but
I mean,
no,
I'm
I'm saying.
actually oh man, I hate interrupting, but like I've even gotten a job to fix and replace all of my neighbor's lights that he has in his house. I mean,
hmm
and usually you don't just get anyone to do that. I mean,
Especially in
you
the
have
state of
to. I
Hawaii.
know you have to know what you're doing. You have to be certified.
Yeah, I know. My pops got certified by going to through a little bit of like they sometimes they don't do this no more, but while he was in college at Mizzou, he got like a introduction into learning electrical engineering and whatnot. And while he was in college, he was the type of guy who was working on elevators around near Columbia, Missouri, and
Ooh, I
he
mean
was
that's
changing
interesting.
out circuit boards and stuff like that on elevators. And
I've
He's
actually
still
seen
missing stuff.
elevators. Hey, there's actually so many videos, and I've even seen it for myself, where certain elevator like remods or revamps that they like to do, they actually completely fuck it up to where the circuitry doesn't even work. Like the elevator's completely fucked.
Ugh. Yeah, I know. It's like our tax dollars down here for in the city. They, at the courthouse I go to, they got one elevator that's been down for who knows how many years, and since
Oh,
it's
oh,
on
oh.
the
Well, I mean, going
lower,
back to the elevator stuff because that's kind of one of my things that I like is some of the elevators
Mhm.
around Hawaii. Most of them are actually still original because why do you need to revamp it? Why do you need to replace it? The damn thing still works. I mean, we've got a lot of
Mhm.
these old ass ones that still work. I've even been to this one mall where they still had one of those manual elevators, and it was like so super cool where it had the old gate and stuff.
They have like the operator handle on it.
Yep, and it still had the old gate. It wasn't even an elevator door.
Hmm.
It had the manual gate even. It was like so cool.
Oh yeah, because that's easy stuff. That's usually just power and before they the 70s, I was going to say they usually just had that stuff run off on fuses and had a guy
Yeah.
in there that always operated it.
Oh yeah. The only thing that they did to that elevator was they just put like a self rider to make sure it's level with the floor, whatever floor
Hmm.
you're on. That's all they did to it. But the damn thing still works. It's still got the incandescent bulbs. It's like, oh my god, the motor is really good on it too, and it's actually downtown. It's like there's a lot of cool old like even the old hydraulic ones are kind of cool.
Yeah, somewhat. At the hospital I used to work at, they always had problems with that thing.
Oh
It
yeah.
came back in the 70s.
Oh,
But
I mean, speaking of elevator brands though, because I know this is one thing that just keeps me going. Because I've actually done videos on my channel where I've done certain elevators to where certain ones are pretty shitty and certain ones are like super fast. It's like what the hell? And they're not even that and they're kind of old too, and they're still
mhm.
fast.
Yeah, I mean those motors in a building will last up more than a lifetime in there. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing I can say is that whoever you hire to do the maintenance and keep on routine checks, that's how you keep your stuff running well. You lack on it, just like a car, it's going to break down, it's going to have issues, and that's going to be absolutely worthless in the long run.
Yeah, but what I like about some of these old ones that are around here is just like some of the old elevator sounds that you get on those, like certain ones everything's like the modern not kind of like a beeping noise you get with them, I guess, when it goes to the
Weren't
next
they
floor or
all
something like
dings
that.
back in the day? Like
Oh
ding.
yeah, some of these ones that I still that are around here have this old like buzz noise to it, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
They have like an kind of noise, or some of them still have the mechanical bell to it. It's like, oh my
Yeah,
god, those are
yeah,
the
you don't.
best.
Yeah, I mean, with companies, elevators are expensive and whatnot,
Oh, they
but
Yeah.
are. I mean, I actually have seen and I've even done research, and I even know a couple of people that know how costly it can be. But I know some of these brands that are still around. I think honestly though, like I don't know if you know about the elevator brands, but I actually do have a favorite.
Yeah.
no, I'm not
And
familiar
what
on
is
them.
it?
Oh, Otis elevators. They have been around forever. It seems like.
Hmm.
The other good one is also Schindler. I've seen a couple of old Schindler glass elevators that are still working.
Ooh.
They date back to the 80s.
Oh God, I just saw something that would be funny. Could you imagine the catalog and it says Schindler's List of elevators?
Oh, they're
Oh,
still around though. They're still around. But here's the cool thing though. That's the thing is my favorite kind of elevators are those ones that still that have like the like either just one or two panels of the glass in it so you can see.
Oh yeah, that's
I
one
mean,
thing I hate about mall revamps is that sometimes they have some of those ones that you can see out of, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh well, we can't have this because somebody could trip, crack the glass, and they put up some wood paneling or something stuck on
you know
there.
what? I've noticed every single new elevator that I have seen, not a single one is glass anymore. They've gotten rid of them.
wow.
Yeah, well, it's like
Well, what's cool. What's cool about this one glass elevator? Well, two of them actually that I know of. That's not too far away from here. That's on the island. Is the reason why it's glass is because it's actually part of a fountain.
Ooh.
You
Nice.
never see that. But the reason, I mean, it has to be strong glass because if that glass cracks, then what? You're gonna have water everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Like I said, the whole idea, like if you ever look at some elevators at malls, like I said, they just get revamped, and I hate that
Oh
idea.
yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: like all these old malls, which unfortunately are all closing down. I mean, they had some of the best designs.
Oh, I know. I mean, look at you. I
Agreed.
mean, do you ever watch the urban exploration videos, Mighty?
Yeah, because I've actually done some of that stuff myself. Actually, I've actually explored abandoned buildings, even haunted buildings myself.
The
Ooh.
one
I'd actually
that
like to
real,
do that sometime. Who knows what treasures may be waiting in there?
the
I mean,
one that
I've actually found treasures in a couple of abandoned buildings myself that I have
Ooh.
around, but I can't really say where I got it from because it's
What
hmm
yeah. Part of my disclosure, I can't really
what was in
say.
them?
I mean, oh, I actually
It's
found this
okay.
one abandoned mall that actually had what was it? I think it was like 12-karat gold-plated light fixtures. I could not resist.
Did you get them?
Resold them too,
yeah,
Ooh.
worth a
yeah,
fortune.
just like this mall that's out by us. I'm not going to say the mall because name of the mall because it's been ransacked after the video was available to be viewed publicly. Now it's private. And
I know.
I saw it, and it was closed down for 2 years already. Guess what? Two things in there, which I'm just like, why is this still here? And
What were?
it was vending machines and the old Southwestern Bell payphone still on the wall. And I was
Yeah,
like,
because I know the one thing that people always go after is either the copper wires or just anything metal that they can scrap for a quick buck.
hmm,
That's what they always go after first.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's sad. I mean, you look at areas like East St. Louis, North St. Louis,
Oh, look at Ohio.
Detroit.
Look what's happened to all the malls in Ohio.
hmm
Hey,
I mean,
speaking of
here's the good
Iowa,
thing. Oh yeah,
um,
but
there was a really bad tornado outbreak in Iowa yesterday,
oh
very
yeah, I've
close
heard
to Des
about that.
Moines.
Oh yeah,
Oof.
but here's the thing though, Boombox, you could do research on this because these are actually two malls that I have actually seen with my own eyes, and this was in Ohio. And I can say this because one of them's already been demolished, long gone, and the other
hmm
one, it's about ready to go. It's still open, but it's just dead.
Oh, I just looked up exactly what the rating of this tornado that hit Iowa yesterday, and right now it's at least EF3, EF4, and it's only the rating's just going to go higher.
Oh jeez,
Ooh.
but Boombox, I want you to do research on these two mall names. I'm going to tell you, all right?
hmm
This was both in Ohio, Chapel Hill Mall and Rolling Acres Mall.
Chapel Hill and Rolling Acres. Yeah, I'll look those up later.
Yeah, but those two were
Hey,
those two had pretty cool
But
designs.
I was
no,
going to make them
the one
when I
that,
was done with my stream with my other buds.
but the one I really like, but you look at videos of it now where people look in and everything, has to be the Dawn of the Dead Mall. I forget where that one is at, but it used to have like an ice rink in there and all this, and
Oh
you know,
Jesus, what the heck
indoor
happened?
clock tower and and other stuff, and all that stuff's gone. I'm
Oh, I
just
mean,
like,
well, you know what the crazy thing is? There's actually a mall that's not even too far away from here in Hawaii that's just about dead. It's actually about ready to die because unfortunately, if one of the two anchor stores closes and one of them is already half gone, that's
mhm,
it. The mall is going to be dead.
yeah,
And you're going to laugh at what the two anchor stores are.
What?
uh,
It's actually one of them is a local hardware store called City Mill.
Hmm.
That's been open forever, ever since the mall opened. I think back in the 70s. I think, and the
okay,
other one is actually a Long's drugstore.
Oh, cool.
But but
okay,
but what's sad is City Mill is already half closed. It's already half
Dang.
gone,
mm,
and I overheard that Long's is already going to close a lot of its stores. I don't know if you heard about that.
I don't. know about longs. It's something we don't have out here, you know.
Oh, we have it though. It's well, it's also a part of like CVS pharmacy and all that. That's why.
Oh, I know
Uh,
CVS Pharmacy. We actually
Yeah, that's
have one of
part of
mhm.
those.
Longs. It's one of the. It's like I think they're owned by the same company, anyways. But
Hmm.
because it's also related to Walgreens. Also, I think you
Yeah,
might have
okay.
heard of that one, Boombox. Walgreens.
I heard Walgreens and CVS are different because the whole reason was, what was it? CVS decided to get rid of all the cigarettes, and Walgreens still sells cigarettes.
Yeah,
And
but
also,
but the thing
uh,
is, if this Longs that's been in this I guess you could say it's been in this that mall for ever since it opened because you can even still see the indent in the original indentations for the original sign still in the building even when they had the
oh
old
yeah,
logo.
that will last for quite a while when they pull that stuff off. I mean, you know, either it being like an old Sears logo and stuff. I mean, you can still see the old Sears logos that are on our mall, but there's nothing in that end. It's just
Yeah, it's
J.C.
kind
Penney and
oh it's kind of like the abandoned
Macy's.
oh yeah I mean it's kind of like the abandoned Kmart that's here. I mean you can still see where the sign was.
You
Oh
know, one
yeah,
store I miss, two stores I miss dearly in my town: Sears and Toys R Us.
Yeah, Toys R Us
yeah.
is yeah
Actually,
I
there
remember
is
that
some good
store.
news. I heard they're planning on opening 450 new stores this year.
Hmm. Well, for our Toys R Us, they decided to put it in two new spots. One is a Planet Fitness, and the other one is a Boot Barn. And I just went to Boot Barn
Oh, God.
yesterday.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, you know what's funny? When half of that city mill actually closed down, they actually did turn that other half into a Planet Fitness here, and nobody uses it.
Yeah. See, we had a Planet Fitness down by me and also a Club Fitness. The Club Fitness got turned to an outpatient center. They got done with construction 6 months ago, but guess what? They can't find anybody to work there to open it,
Oh,
so it
Oh, if
just
you
sits.
oh well, you know it's still cool. There's actually still two stores in my town that must have closed all over the U.S.
what?
I still have Baskin Robbins.
Oh, me too.
Oh, dude, yeah,
I
Baskin
have Baskin
Robbins.
Robbins, and it's been in Tupelo for years.
Oh,
I
that's what
know. I
we
mean,
got.
there's two of them. One of them in a Kapolei mall, and the other is actually a couple of blocks away from me. By the way,
Yeah,
I
Hey,
we
mean they're
got one
still
at.
open.
you remember that old song that they used to have for one of the Baskin Robbins campaigns, like the commercial they did, the ice cream and cake song on one of their 2009 commercials.
Oh my
That-
god, that's a throwback.
Yeah,
oh yeah, it definitely is.
I
I
mean,
remember.
what? I mean, here's the thing that I also find interesting for a couple of other old s fat just going to fast food places. There's actually an old Arby's, an original one that's a couple of towns away from me, and I think it was built in the 80s or 70s, and it still has all the original neon sign and all the lighting to it. It's still all original. It's never been
I
updated.
I like
Wow.
how they keep stuff like that. The only thing it's that ticks me off is, you know, when you are a owner and you do a theme restaurant, and then all of a sudden that's just gone. That's the one thing that really gets me right there. Is that you used to see like McDonald's having different types of themes all around the United States. Now there's
Oh
like
yeah.
only
Oh, did you
Oh
know
a
yeah.
handful.
there is an old McDonald's in California? It's like the Golden Arches one. You know, like how they used to
That's a
have like
rebuild.
arches, and it's like a restaurant.
Yeah, that's the original.
The very first one is
Oh
now
yeah.
a gift shop, a museum.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of the original stores. That's why they never updated it.
Yeah, I mean historical locations. You know, if
Yeah.
they're interested in keeping
Yeah,
it,
it's kind of
because
like oh, it's kind of like when they have some of those historical Arby's. Remember when they used to have that
oh,
huge ass cowboy hat sign?
oh yeah, we still got that for one of ours, or
Oh,
a few of ours.
isn't it like incandescent and neon? I think.
One of them is, I think, one of them, both of them got updated, but they're just still the big old cowboy hat.
Yeah, and it says try our delicious beef sandwich or something like that, right? That's the original thing that they had.
I don't know. I
No,
don't go to or
it was
I
like humongous. I mean, Some of the mall signs that they had that they designed back then were also pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, look at how many different types of ways they revamped from. If you're ever watching, like I said, the Dawn of the Dead movie, where they're standing up there and he talks about when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk, and they're standing in front of the old '70s J.C. Penney sign. You don't see a sign designed like that anymore.
No, you know what I also think is also cool for some of these older malls that I've actually even been to?
What?
Hmm.
When they have like certain I guess like some of the indoor or outdoor malls that had all these like neon tubes lighting it up. It was like, oh my god, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
added color to it. It added color.
The problem is, I'll tell you, that is a costly process, though.
I know because I actually know how neon is because I have a lot of neon stuff myself and not really cheap to run.
Oh, I know. My buddy talked to a woman that her husband passed away, and one of the things that they had in a storage locker was a bunch of old beer signs and
Oh, those
everything,
could be worth a lot though, but those last forever it seems like.
but also lamps that would go like into the side of the wall for a bar that say Budweiser on them to be
Mm.
mounted on, like with a little shade that's probably about 6 inches tall and about 8 feet, 8 inches long,
Oh yeah.
and stuff like that. I was like, dude, this stuff, some of this stuff is going back into like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and it's just new
It's
old
back to
stock.
the early 80s or early
Hmm.
90s that still has all the original beer signs that has never been taken down and they're still
Yeah,
lit up.
yeah, he's got
Nice.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. He's got
Yeah,
Miller
Blue
High Life.
Ribbon, Bud Light, Budweiser. I mean, I've seen all of that. I've even seen special Hawaii beer signs.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, there's independents that were out there that got pretty close to on the competitors at one time. I mean, you got to remember out here in St. Louis, we used to have who was like the third between Pepsi and Coke. That was at one time RC Cola.
Oh yeah, RC Cola. I remember that. Still
We
around. I
they
mean, it
still
did
sell
have a.
those.
It's just a different taste, but I've had it. It's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, compared to what was I going to say, early 2000s Shasta. Blech. Oh God, mean, shoot, they did a deal with Nintendo back in those days just to put up so they could put Mario on the can, and then I
Well,
was
all I
like,
know is
yeah, it didn't make it
when
taste any
Nintendo
better.
did the GameCube back in the early 2000s, it was like one of those consoles that you don't really seem to like until years later when it gets popular again. It's
Hmm.
Oh
actually a
yeah.
very popular console in my opinion.
Oh
Yep,
yeah.
I heard it was hard to code on that for that system just because of the disk space and
I mean,
some other
I
issues.
mean, I've actually messed with ROM files myself.
Ooh,
Hmm. Oh, I was hyped when I all of a sudden heard, what was it, a couple of years ago, somebody cracked the Sega Saturn files.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm actually one of the ones that cracked one of the other game files for one of the games that happened to be back in the 90s. It was an old PC game. I was actually the one that actually finally cracked it, and I broke the game. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally broke the game. Whoops.
Yeah.
It was
But
funny as hell. But anyways, I think this was a good show. I'm glad we're all back to this again, and
oh yeah,
yeah,
next week's gonna be pretty interesting, especially since
yeah.
I'm gonna be revealing some more stuff.
What stuff
yeah,
you got in mind?
Oh, just you know, things that I've been collecting for
yeah.
just
Oh,
whatever.
and by the way, Red, I was going to say before we end the show, I was hoping maybe me and you could play VR chat together sometime because I got a bunch of friends, fur friends on there now. You might dig.
Yeah.
Maybe later because me and my BF are kind of working on something, and
Ah, okay.
yeah, we've got to work out some things with the VR headset that I have that I have no damn clue how to use. He knows how to use it, so we're gonna do like a trade off.
Cool.
Hmm. Yeah, and I also got an article for next week's show about a disgruntled employee taking out his frustration on the business he got fired from. That's over 120 years old.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, certain
It's
businesses have
crazy.
gone to shit these days, but oh well, what can you
Yeah,
say? But I can't wait for next week, and it's
Well,
gonna be good.
me
And
too.
it's not that the business went to shit. It was after he got fired, he decided to come back with a gas can late at night.
jeez, that's going too far, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. And they're still, last time I checked, they're still looking for him.
Oh well, but well, I'm gonna finally do the ending. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more episodes. You can also find me on Twitter and Telegram at Mighty Red Wolf. We've got more episodes coming at you finally again. It's good to be back. And it's good to see you, Xavier. It's good to see you, Boombox. And we hope you guys have the rest of the enjoy the rest of the weekend, of course, since it's already Sunday. And let's see what happens next week, shall we?
Yep.
We're having a little lag issue.
I'm
Yeah,
not having any problem here.
it happens. It's sometimes your internet, but anyways, we will see you guys next week. It's good to be back.
Yep.